Hi all, UK Bully Asylum here. Good afternoon to you all. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying all our videos. Please share and like if you are, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook also. We have some good contents on there for dog people and general chit chat. Basically, we've just been today, we've picked 200 kilograms of chicken carcasses up for a friend of mine. Actually, we've got some for ourselves as well, so as you can imagine, with the van being off the road, we are loaded to the tires down. Yeah, so basically we're taking us time anyway, safety and obviously everything else. We are in a pretty solid car that can take a lot of weight. We've had more than that in here when we've been on holiday with the kids, and obviously suitcases and bags and baggages and God knows what when we've been down to the log cabin. So yeah, it's all right. It's uses a bit more fuel, but then again, it's really good on fuel, this car is. So it's fantastic. We've been, I mean, let me have a look now what we've got. We're getting 49 miles to the gallon, which for a 2-ton car isn't too bad. Yeah, runs nicely. Anyway, just a general chat up. We've done 2 videos yesterday. One was a basic on meal prepping and what we do, sort of thing. We will be doing a more in-depth one, but that's just it was just a lighten of what we actually do. We do, like I say, we do carcasses as well. We just keep a freezer full of carcasses. We're going to start looking at getting our own mincer soon, to be honest with you, because the amount of food we go through is a lot, especially the chicken. Like I say, we do get carcasses, but we do like to mince them as well, because obviously puppies from carcasses can't have them, obviously. And while we're on the subject of carcasses, some people will say, oh, the bones, they'll get stuck and so forth like that. People do not realise that actually chicken bones are very soft anyway. Not when they're cooked, obviously, but when they're raw, they're fantastic. They're fantastic for them. A lot of people won't feed chicken raw. We do. Obviously, with chicken raw, please be careful with the salmonella. Obviously wear gloves or keep your hands really clean. I've never wore gloves myself very often. I have lately with COVID, of course, but as to doing chicken and meal preps and stuff, I don't wear gloves. I've never have done. I wear them sometimes, maybe, but not very often. So, you know, it's just some people do, some people don't. It's your preference, really. We're not oh, hang on, we've got one here. Hang on. I was just going to say we weren't sporting a baseball cap today, but there we go. We'll have that one on today, shall we? Yeah. Like I say, we've got quite a lot of them, so we will be. Yeah, a few little things as well. I've repeated before. We have been getting our chicken lately from a friend of ours, Matt. All right, Matt, at West Midlands Pet Transport. He's just started doing all the chicken, and it's best quality we've ever had, to be honest with you. So we will be sticking with you, Matt. He's on Instagram under West Midlands Pet Transport. He does transport all over England and abroad as well. Fantastic person, nice person to get on with. One of the lads, basically. So yeah, hit him up. He is on Instagram under West Midlands Pet Transport. Hit him up, tell him I sent you. Richard from Bully Asylum UK, and he'll know where it's come from. It all help. We help each other out if we can. You know, we like to do different things to help different people out. You know, they help us, we help them. It's as simple as that, and that's what we've always found. It makes the world go round better. You help somebody, they'll help you. You be horrible and help nobody, then why should they help you? Simple fact, really. Yeah, like I say, we've got about another, about 3/4 of an hour's drive. I'm not going to go on that long, obviously, because you'll all be bored. Yeah, so basically we've got a nice, beautiful, sunny day today. So that's why I'm not staying on long, because I can't keep it. I've got the aircon on, but I'm not keeping that on. I like fresh air, I do. I like my windows to be open and the wind blowing. So yeah, so basically it's only a little bit of a short video just to drop on. Some of our videos, you'll notice, are like small on the screen, but basically that's because I do them on the iPad, and obviously the quality isn't as good as we normally do our film processing on a top of the spec gaming computer. It's my lad, so he does all the things for me, but obviously I don't want to keep asking him every single day, and until we get our own Mac, then obviously that's the way we'll be doing videos. I know the quality isn't fantastic, but it gets for the gist of what we do and who we are and everything else. Yeah, so I've got today I've got the carcasses ready for the bullies, and also I don't give carcasses to the Dog de Bordeaux. The simple reason is I've always found that with Dog de Bordeaux, obviously, as people know with the Dog de Bordeaux, they can suffer with bloat. So I like to keep a strict diet with them. I don't feed them carcasses. Very rare that they'll have bones, and if they do have bones, they only have marrow bones. And we've spoke about marrow bones before, because obviously really on a marrow bone they don't really eat them. They're more like chew them and get the marrow out. That's why it's called a marrow bone, obviously, and that's what they love. They love the marrow. So yeah, so we don't feed the chicken at all to the Dog de Bordeaux. It's just something we've done. Some people do, that's their choice. Just something, I mean, we've had a lot of Dog de Bordeaux over the years, and we've only ever had one case of bloat. Yeah, we only ever had one case of bloat, and luckily we caught it quick. Got us straight to the vets, and it's a 50, well, sometimes it ain't even 50-50, but luckily tickety boo, she was okay. So yeah, it cost a lot of money, but we've always been a bit cautious because it is a low chested breed that can suffer with bloat. So basically we only feed them a strict diet. We don't feed them dry food neither. They've never have and never will have dry food. They're always on raw food. We don't give them any dry food whatsoever. Nothing at all, unless we're very, very low on food and the weather's been, we've been snowed in, or like last year I think I bought a bag, and I think there's about well, I think I had to throw some of it away because it just went out. It was like, it was sort of, we don't use it. It's just a bag I bought in as a backup, and we didn't need it. So I think we used it for 2 days. That was it. So there was still half a bag that we ended up throwing away. So, even our local supplier is pardon me. Our local supplier is about 6 miles away, 7 miles away from us for dry food, and that's where we get our wormer from as well, because obviously we only use Panacure wormer, which it's veterinary stuff, so we know it's the best. Some people use Dromatol. We have used Dromatol in the past, i.e. for fleas and stuff like that. Dromatol we use for fleas, obviously, because we live in the country. We have to use a stronger one because of ticks, because obviously the dogs are in, like, where hedgehogs and foxes and badgers and so forth have been roaming, and obviously a lot of them carry ticks. So basically that's why we use one that covers ticks as well. We did them all the other day anyway, so they're tickety boo basically. Yeah, we do use that because, like I say, the ticks, obviously you don't want them around your other dogs, you don't want them in the house and so forth like that. So I think it's a little bit dear and not a lot, but that's what we use. And we use we use Panacure as a wormer because we've always found Panacure. We use Panacure liquid because obviously we feed raw, it's so easy to mix in. It's like a milky substance, and it's so easy just to mix in with the food, and they don't taste it, and it's brilliant. I've never, like I say, Panacure, I think a bottle of Panacure is about 20 something pound. I can't remember now, like I say, because we get ours trade, and obviously because it's a veterinary thing as well, we don't buy online for that. We've got a special supplier that we get our Panacure from, and I think a bottle, if I'm not correct, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think a bottle will do my Doggy Bordeaux, my big Doggy Bordeaux, my big Akita, a bottle will do the two of them. So it's like a tenner each, really, a little bit more maybe. So you know, for the sake of an extra couple of quid, you're safe. You know your worms, because obviously when, as people know or don't know, when you're actually feeding raw, it carries more bacteria and so forth. So you need that. You need to worm them regular and strong wormer, because obviously the worm situation, you know, it's like there's more bacteria and so forth in dry food, in tripe, chicken, beef, turkey, whatever you're going to use. So yeah, it's basically it's best to use something that's recommended and something that's veterinary approved than your run-of-the-mill stuff. Dromatol, Panacure, they're the only two in my eyes that I'd ever suggest to anybody. Other people might suggest something else, that's their choice. We've tried and tested what we use over the years. So, you know, that's why. So I've just drove through Kidderminster town centre. Alright, Kidderminster lads, you alright? Yeah, I've just drove through Kidderminster now, and obviously I'm going to a place, well, I think it was 16 miles then. And then it's about 4 miles from my house. So I've got about another 22 miles to drive. But it's a beautiful day, as you can probably see from the video footage. It's a beautiful day. Sun's blowing, blasting out, and we haven't had a chance to take the dogs out yet this morning. That's another job we've got to do when we get back. We've got to just get the carcasses out, get them in the freezer, well, freezers and fridge ready for feeding, and obviously then we'll give them a stroll. And see how they're, you know, just make sure they're all alright. But they will be, like I say. My lad's at home, he's off college today, and he always checks the water for them to make sure they've got clean, fresh water. And my daughter's started doing a new thing. She's got these tubs, pretty much like a Chinese tub, but a deeper, rounder version. And she's been putting them in one of the freezers. And because in like a block, probably the size of I don't know, let's just say a pint mug, and she's been doing them and freezing them for us, and then obviously she's been putting them in the bowls of water to keep them cool, and which is a little contribution to helping us. So you know, obviously the pubs all. Is it ever going to stop? See the pubs open, and I just drove past a pub then. A little country pub as well, but it's on a main road, well, sort of main road if you want to call it that, and there must be, I'd say there's 50 people outside, yeah, but some people won't learn, like I say, they'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and yeah, well, hopefully, you know, we have stemmed some of it, the virus. So yeah, it's just like some people are just going to go mad though, aren't they, that, you know, it's they see the pub open and think back to normal. It's not anyway. I ain't going to keep going on about COVID, because it gets boring after a bit. I turn the radio off half the time because I'm driving along, and all I ever hear is, you know, not so much now though. I've noticed the past few weeks we're not hearing so much about COVID at all. You know, it's yeah, I don't know what's going to happen about passports and stuff, well, going abroad I should say, because we normally go to Salou in Spain, obviously, but not far from Barcelona. That's our holiday destination that we've been a few times. We normally go with family. I think last time there was 25 or 26 of us last time. Yeah, we took up the coach and half the plane. Yeah, but it was nice, and that's where we normally go, Salou. Can't think of the proper name. I don't know. It's Salou in Catalana or somewhere like that. But it's a nice place. We normally go for 10 days. Beautiful. And like I say, we meet other people. We meet other people that we've met before on holiday. You know, they're sort of we're trying to arrange it that we can all get together. I think last time all together there's probably about 35 who knew each other, family and friends. So it was nice. And plus they've got children, and their children get on with our children. So you know, it's it's nice because obviously they've got friends. Even my lad, my eldest lad, 17 now he is, his lad Nathan, who lives up in Liverpool, they often speak still. They still speak now on the old gaming and the internet and so forth, Facebook or Instagram or whichever they speak on. Yeah, so they've made friends for life, and that's, you know, that's what I've always done. I've been all around the country, been all around the world, and met different people from different walks of life, and I'm still friends with some of them now. So, you know, it is nice to have friends that you've made over the years, and friends that you still talk to over the years, that, you know, gone their own way, doing different things. So it's just nice. And plus, if you're ever out and about in different areas, pop in and have a cup of tea. Well, we can now. We couldn't before, but we can now, and have a cup of tea, can't we? You know, now this coronavirus is six to an house or something like that. I don't know what it is, but if that's going to change or not, I don't know. But like I say, I don't know what's going to go on with the old passport situation and going abroad. Whether you have to have your vaccinations card to prove that you've had your vaccine before you go, or whether they check them at the airport, or I don't know how that's going to go, to be honest with you. And it's like I say, I was talking to someone the other day, and it's like I said, well, how can how can we contain it? Because the vaccination is not, you know, I think it's over 50s, something like that. I think I heard on the radio it's coming down to 45, but a lot of people who go on holiday are still young people, you know, 20s, 30s, so they ain't eligible to have the vaccine yet. So can't they go on holiday? And obviously we all know that children are going to be the last ones to have the COVID vaccine. So I don't know what you're going to do. Have children, because obviously children are not immune to it. Anybody can catch it. So we'll wait and see on that one. So obviously we're not going away this year. We hopefully can go and get away next year, because obviously we didn't go last year. We ain't been this year. So that's 2 years. I can't remember if we went the year before. Yeah, I think we went the year before. So I think it's 2 years since we've been away. So yeah, next year will be 3 years. So yeah, it's when you're used to your yearly holidays that you look forward to, and you've been nowhere. You know, it's I don't know, but I want to go away next year. So we're going to go to Salou again, because it's my eldest son's 18th next year in come on, think, I always forget my birthdays. In February, it's his 18th in February, so obviously we want to go away. I mean, he's like I say, he's doing well at college, and we love, you know, he's a good lad. He's always been a good lad. I mean, since the age he could, before he could walk, he used to be everywhere with me. I used to carry him on things that you put on you, not a car seat, then carry things that it is a car seat, but it's what you know, carry them about in as well. And I can always remember everywhere I went, around friends' houses or here, there and everywhere, he used to be with me all the time. So, you know, he's been my closest lad to me. I've got another lad as well, Kyle. He's more of a gamer and stuff like that, keeps himself to himself. But they always say the middle child's always the worst, and trust me, they're right. Like I say, he's just Kyle. He is who he is, and idiots. I don't know. Some people, the thing you doing, you're coming down a track which is a national speed limit, a road, sorry. There's a national speed limit, and you're only doing. I mean, I'm only doing 60, and you know, I ain't going over the limits or anything. And then you get somebody pull out of a junction, and he can see you coming, and just pulls out, and then you stop down to 20 mile an hour. You think, so well, hang on a minute, didn't you see me? Are you blind? Yeah. If so, get yourself a pair of glasses. I have to wear glasses for reading. Yep, I have to. Yeah, I never thought I would, but I had to, and that's that. Don't ever be ashamed of wearing your glasses, or as Big Rich calls them, goggles. And I always have called them goggles. I don't know why, but I always have. So yeah, yeah, so that's just a little bit of an intake of what I'm up to today. I thought I'd give you a running commentary why I'm driving. Like I say, please, if you've got any questions to ask me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on WhatsApp. Obviously WhatsApp is a bit more personal because you've got my own phone number, so really that's more for family and close friends. So anything on Instagram, Facebook, like I say, once you're my friend on there, don't be scared to FaceTime me, you know, and we'll have a chat. We'll FaceTime, you know, over FaceTime we can have a chat to chat. Even if you don't want to speak to me face to face, then just, I don't know, just message me, or, you know, anything. I'm always free and I'm always happy to help. Well, I ain't always free, that's I didn't mean that bit. I'm not always free, but like I say, we do have certain times we are free. So if you ever do ring us or message us and you don't get a message back for a long time, you know, hours, let's say, basically because we're busy. And like I say, 9 times out of 10 we don't sit down till 9-10 o'clock at night. So, you know, we have a sort of a little catch up on our messages and whatever other social media, but obviously we still have to have time for ourselves, you know, we still have to have time for ourselves. I mean, my partner, she works as well, so, you know, we still need time to be a family, and that's why we've done this, really, because obviously it's a family thing as well. It's not, like I've explained a few times, we're not just about dogs. You know, and then again, proper, you know, decent ones shouldn't be about all dogs. I mean, I was not last night, the night before, I was talking to somebody who was live streaming. I can't think of his name now. I will drop his name down. In America, he was live streaming in America, but obviously there's 12-hour difference there. So, like, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon to them. It was 1 o'clock because I was saying, he says, "What time is it?" And I said, "Oh, it's 1 o'clock." And he was like, "Whoa, you're still on the go?" I went, "Yeah." And like he said as well, and like anybody in the dog world will tell you, who is a decent person who looks after their dogs properly, never stops. You know, it's like sometimes you're asleep at night and you hear that one bark or that one thing and you're awake. So yeah, I've just got an automatic wake up system with dogs, I'm afraid, and I've had it for years. It's like, I mean, I can remember before when we've had bred puppies, and I just hear you on the sofa, as breeders will know all this. Excuse me. You on the sofa, you're sitting down, and you're down, and then all of a sudden you hear a puppy, and you're up again, and then, but there's no problem. It's just where the mum's probably squishing it up a bit, or he can't get on the teat to feed, but it wakes you up. So it's like the farmers at the minute. I mean, as you know, we live in the country, and we've got they're all lambing at the minute, and they don't really sleep, as we know, because obviously we know farmers. They don't really sleep for 2 weeks. Excuse me. They don't sleep for 2 weeks. Yeah, constantly. For 2 weeks they do not sleep. So yeah, but obviously that's the farming life, you know. I mean, my oldest son's best mate at school, who he went through the school years with, he's a farmer's son, and he's been on the farm since he can remember. And like I say, he's been up since probably 5 o'clock in the mornings before he goes to school. So yeah, and we found out the other day, it's all new now though, because we found out the other day that he'd passed his tractor driving test, and I thought, tractor driving test, and I thought to myself, well, hang on a minute, I'm a bit old, well, not old, but I'm older, and I didn't know till the other day that you can't drive a tractor if you just pass your test now. I thought you could, because obviously it's 4 wheels, it's got an engine, and that's it. It's like a dumper truck, it's 4 wheels and it's got an engine in it. But anyway, you have to have a separate tractor licence as well as your driving licence. Yeah. I think we've had this conversation before on one of my videos, but it's like, I think it was before, I think you had to pass your test, correct me if I'm wrong people, but I think you had to pass your test before 1999, and then the law changed in 99. I think you were 99, well I'll pass mine before then anyway, but and I checked on my licence, and I checked on like a friend of mine who's, well, been past the test a few years now, but obviously passed it, I think, well, I don't know, after 99 anyway, you know, probably 2010, let's say, for instance, or something like that. And they can't drive a tractor, they can't drive a digger, they can't drive a dumper truck, they can't drive a road roller, they can't tow a caravan or a trailer, that's the next thing. They can't tow a caravan or a trailer. What else was there? There's something else anyway. There's a few things on there. Oh, that was the next one. And they can only drive up to a 2.5 ton. No, 3.5 ton, I think it was. I may be wrong, correct me on that one. I think it was, God, I'm watching some drivers today. I think it was either a 2.5 ton or it's 3.5 ton. Correct me on this. I'll have to check anyway. It doesn't bother me anyway. But and then I checked mine, right, and I can drive all them and up to a 7.5 ton. Yeah, which is like because I can remember years ago we used to drive the Ford Cargos. Don't know if they're still about. Sorry about the wobbling. This is standing ain't too good. The Ford Cargos, which was 7.5 ton, and I think, yeah, it was. There's a load of different things on my licence. Obviously, I've got my bike licence on there as well, because I passed my bike test. Oh, that was, oh God, I can't even remember when I passed that. But that was a long time ago as well when I passed my bike test. But now I see, obviously, with me passing my bike test years ago at my age, like, I could have any bike I want. You know, from, I don't know, from a 50cc to the most powerfulest bike on the road, or the biggest bike on the road. So, but now you have to pass your test on one thing. You can only have it for so long, and then it has. Or if you have something a bit bigger, you have to have it, but you have to have it I don't know, restricted. That's it. You have to have it restricted. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, and I know there's a lot of people out there that will disagree on this, but if you can drive a 600cc, right, but you can't have 1,000, yeah, let's just say that for instance, but everybody out there as well as me knows that some 600cc's are as fast as 1,000cc anyway. But correct me all on this, because I'm not too sure. Like I say, I've never really bothered about it until my son said about the tractor licence, and I started looking. I knew what I could drive. I knew I could drive cars and all this and all that, and bikes and whatever else and everything else. But I never knew that, you know, you'd have to take all these different tests now. I don't know. I really don't know. Like I say, and something about towing as well. You can't tow this or tow that, and I'm like, I just can't work it out. Is it a fiddle for, you know? Is it a fiddle for keep taking loads of tests? Is it a safety thing? You know, do you know? Let's be honest. Is it like, you know? Because, but then again, it's like you pass your car test if you got the money to insure, right? And you pass your car test. Let's say, I mean, I passed mine at 17, but say you pass your car test and you're 18, let's say, for instance, and then if you had the money, you could go and buy a Lamborghini and insure it, because there's always a way around things, obviously. But so if you can drive a 200-mile-an-hour car and you've only just passed your test, then if you drive a, let's say, I don't know, like an R1 1000cc 200-mile-an-hour bike, but you can't ride that, but you can drive a bike that will do 100 mile an hour or 120 or whatever. But that's the same with a car licence, surely. You could buy a Mini or something, I don't know, well, some of the Minis are quick now, but you could buy a Mini that does 100 mile an hour when you first pass your test. But you can drive a Lamborghini, which is a 200 mile an hour. So that's, whoa, potholes. So surely that's the same by car. No, I don't know. I really don't know. And the trailer thing, I mean, I could drive. I don't know what size trailers I can have, but I'm quite big, obviously, much more than the people who pass the test. Well, people, but it's like they go on lessons. Oh, I can understand people can't reverse. I'm not brilliant at it, I'll be honest with you. But surely, if you're doing it, you know, if you're doing it all the time, say you own a caravan and you're, I don't know, you're going touring or something, and you're reversing it in all the time, you know, or reversing it out, or whatever you're going to do with it, then surely you're going to learn yourself how to reverse. And going on a course, I don't know how laws are working at the minute with the driving situations in towing and caravans and bikes and stuff like this, because it just seems it's all in it for money. Pass this, oh yeah, pass that. But years ago, I can always remember a mate of mine, Sean, his granddad Ron. He, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm talking a long time ago now, probably the 60s. He passed his driving test on a dumper truck. Yeah. Silly as it sounds, because obviously it wasn't all this theory test or whatever else it's called, theory test, and what's this one where now, I don't know, I've been told, where you have to know your car a little bit. Well, surely if you're going to drive a car, you should know it a bit, shouldn't you? If you're going to, I don't know, well, it's only common knowledge, a car just doesn't run on petrol, diesel, gas or whatever, electric, sorry, as well, now. It's, well, oh no, tell a lie, not with electric ones, but anyway, it's going to need oil and water in it. Well, electric car needs water, doesn't it? Yeah, of course it does, because it's got to have wash wipes, it's got to have stuff to clean your windows. So yeah, so surely you're going to top your water levels up, you're going to check them. I mean, I check mine, and I probably check mine every month anyway, every month. So, and I always check all our vehicles at the same time. So, you know, I check all three every month without fail for water, oil, obviously fuel's on the gauge anyway, so we don't have to check that. And obviously, and another thing as well that people don't do, because, well, not modern cars have got lead in now anyway, I check tyre pressure. Because obviously I do, when I do fetch meat and stuff like that, I have to carry a lot of weight. Not that I do it all the time, I probably, like I say, I don't fetch meat. Oh, that's some nice horses. It's nice to see. Yeah, I don't fetch meat all the time, so, you know, it's, but when I do fetch it, it's a journey for me. So I just like to make sure my tyres are all pumped up, and got nice oil in it. And I do, I mean, this car now, what I do on the old meter there, it reads, what I do, I never check my mileage as in, like, oh, I'm going to the shop about that 3 mile. I never do that. What I actually do, oh, there's another pub there, big pub by us that's got all the, what are those things called? Big marquees up. God, it looks like the circus, is it? Let's have a look. Where are we going here? Yeah, we, like I say, tyre pressure, obviously I check regular. Oh, here we go. He's let us out. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I check my tyre pressure regular, my oil and everything. Oh, that's what I was getting at. Sorry, before I come to that mad junction. Yeah, I've got on my own meter. And what I do, I change my oil no matter what. I change it at 6,000 miles. This is a diesel car. Obviously, I check my oil every 6,000 miles, no matter what. Sorry, change my oil every 6,000 miles. Every time, all the time, I change it at 6,000 miles. Might go over a little bit, you know what I mean? If I'm like out and about and I think to myself, you know, if we're down at the not on holiday, down the beach or something, and it comes up to 6,000, 100 and something. But I never go over six and a half. Let's be real. I never go over 6,500 miles before changing it. Never, because I always believe. I mean, I don't do 12,000 miles a year, but I mean, an average is 12,000 miles a year. So I like to change my oil twice. And I don't use no crappy rubbish stuff. I always use the top branded one. because obviously this is all turbos and all them sort of things, so you need a fully synthetic good oil. And when I do change the oil, I also change my oil filter, obviously. Fuel filter, I always change that. And then once a year, I always, on the second service of the year, I always change my pollen filters. Yeah, because my eldest lad and my missus, they suffer with hay fever. So a pollen filter, if we're going away for the weekend, you know, I've got the aircon on. If the pollen's high, their eyes start going, then I'll shut the windows up, put the aircon on, and obviously the pollen filters, and it's not so bad. Doesn't bother me. I've never had hay fever, so, well, I won't say never, you know, I've had runny eyes and a snotty nose, but whether that's because of hay fever or because of a bit of a cold or something like that, I don't really know. But anyway, I change my pollen filter once a year, and all my other filters every 6,000 miles, whatever. So yeah, it just keeps the car running fresh. I'm the same with the van. I mean, the van's off the road at the minute. Obviously, we're waiting for. Well, to be honest with you, the bottom end's gone in the engine. We had, I think it was a month or so ago, we had to get recovered. It just wouldn't drive. I could have drove it, but it would have just blew up anyway. And it's banging and clanging now. So, but it's like I say, the van. There's nothing wrong with it at all. There's not a dime of rust on it. There's nothing else wrong with it, like I say. And gearbox is nice and smooth in it. So we're just waiting. My friend's got a salvage yard in Wolverhampton. So basically, what we're going to do, we're waiting for the right engine to come along with low mileage that we can hear running, so it sounds nice. And like I say, he's a friend anyway, so he'll look after us. He'll make sure the engine's nice and running. So what we'll do then, obviously, is once we do get the new engine, is go to my friend's Jack, who's the mechanic. Basically, then it'll be all really because we'll buy a complete engine, you see. Because that way we've got all the spare bits then. Because like I say, we've got a spare turbo, we've got a spare alternator, auxiliaries, spare starter motor, and so forth. Obviously, once we do take the old engine out and put the new one in, we'll split the gearbox off of it and put a new clutch in. Because it's pointless, for the sake of how much a clutch is, you might as well put a new clutch in. Because it saves then, if the clutch ever does go, of having to take it all to pieces again and costing more money to put a new clutch in. You might as well do the clutch while the engine's out, for the sake of how much it's going to cost. And also as well with cam belts, auxiliary belts, all the belts basically, and pulleys and everything, all up, like a brand new van once it's tickety-boo and all up and running. And then we've got, so because that's the dog van, you see, it's got the vents in it, it's got the fans in it, it's got the guards in it, so you know, even if we've got rid of it, got another van, we've still got to do all that. And plus we've had it airbrushed on the back, which is on a video of ours, so you know, we don't want to you know, we might as well make good of what we've got, because like I said, the bodywork's immaculate, there's no rust, no nothing wrong with it. So what we're going to do is get that back on the road. And then a friend who did the airbrushing on the tailgate, obviously his work is bang on. So we're going to be doing having some more airbrush work done on the van. Just stands out, just to stand out, you know, when we go to shows and stuff. Not to be flash. It's just, you know, it's just what we do. It's just what we do, like the advertising on the old jumpers and t-shirts, and we've got some baseball caps coming. So yeah, we're going to do a few competitions soon as well. There'll be more on Instagram though. Not raffles as everybody seems to be doing lately. Everybody seems to be doing raffles. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are good. A friend of mine does some in where's he from now? Worcester. He's under K9 Bling. And he does some raffles, a couple of quid here, 3 or 4 quid here, you know what I mean? You got chances of winning harnesses, leads, them paracord sets, the cube. I think the Cuban chain raffle's a bit dearer, you know, the big Cuban gold chains and stuff like that. So, you know, it's like the lottery, isn't it? You don't know till you have a go. You got to be in it to win it. So yeah, you don't really know. So yeah, so that's just a brief like bits and bobs of today's escapades and travels and a bit of chit chat. Like I say, I probably bore some people because I talk that much, but all I do, it's the same when I'm watching other people. on YouTube and doing live streams. They're probably on like you know, Brian Cottrell's one. Brian, all right there, mate. Yeah, nice bloke, fantastic bloke, brilliant and stuff like that. And he does his live feeds. Now sometimes you'll watch a live feed, not just yours, Brian, I don't mean you. Sometimes you'll watch a live feed and it seems to go on for hours, you know, like 2-3 hours. And you know, sometimes you're thinking, but make yourself a cup of tea. Just do something else like we do when we're watching them, you know, it's in the background. So then when Brian, or sorry Brian, I don't mean to just go on about you, but other people, sometimes they'll say something, you'll be like, I remember that, or oh yeah, I know him, or you know, and then you like take interest. And then like and share it as well. You know, you've been watching it for an hour, so just give it a little like and share. You know, it all builds the ratings up. It all makes, you know, it's all good. It takes 2 seconds. How long does it take? You don't have to subscribe to people. Like you say, I watch YouTube and it flicks from one to another. And you think, I mean, I watched one the other day. Yesterday, I think it was. I can't think of his name now. But he's a Turkish lad. And he always does on a Sunday afternoon. I will remember in a minute. Is it Al or Alan? I don't know. And on a Sunday afternoon or Sundays, no matter what the weather, he gets his table out the side, and he'll do like, I mean, he does Turkish food, obviously, and he does loads. And I was like, I thought, whoa! And I've subscribed to him yesterday straight away. There's something interesting, you know. I mean, people go on about there's nothing on the telly. And you think to yourself, excuse me, and you think, well, how many people are on YouTube? How many people are on YouTube that have got different things? And there's got to be something on there that's interesting to some people, for God's sake. You know, whether you're into dogs, cats, horses, I don't know, whatever you're into, there's always some on YouTube that's interesting. So these people who say, oh, I pay for my Sky, or I pay for my broadband, or my cable, there's never nothing on. But watch YouTube. I don't know how people can ever be bored if they've got YouTube. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm going to sign off now. I've bent your ears enough for today. I'm going to sign off now because I'm about 10 minutes away from where I've got to be. So, just a short video. I've dropped this on today. Like I say, some of our clips are not the best quality because, like I say, I'm doing them on the iPad, and the other ones, the main ones that we do weekly, they're a bit better. But it will improve over time. Like I say, we're only just starting out. So anyway, you all take care. Please like and subscribe. This is Bully Asylum, and you know, stay safe because we all want to be here forever. Not that we'll live forever, but we all want to be here forever. So, signing out. Take care, everyone.